Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Aphrodite, aka Madam Suave. If you are new here, I would like to welcome you to the community. Be sure to check the description box below and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. Remember that energy is timeless and fluid. This could be past, present, or future energy. Flip roles if they need to be reversed, and only take what resonates, leaving the rest for what it's meant for. So today I do have a very brief and general message for you guys. I am not going to waste any time. So there is something that you were meant to receive that was missed, but it is making a return, okay? And I am getting that this is important. So you may be receiving alerts or signals through dreams and your unique language codes, okay? This could be light or sound frequencies, but this is meant to be broken down for construction. You are establishing connection and new communication forms, and there are multiple layers beyond the surface, okay? So it is going to require for you to go deep. What is returning could go either way, but what was thought to be temporary is permanent. This may be due to a decision that was made for short-term pleasure or during a moment of lapsed judgment, impairment, or imbalance. But I do see acceptance after a long period of stubbornness, as well as a moment of clarity and courage. So you spent a long time resisting what your heart was telling you or where it was guiding you, or spent a lot of time trying to change or stop something out of your control. You lost or couldn't find your footing because it was self-interest that was against what's natural or innate. But it's like you were hit by a sudden wave, okay? A sudden wave that forced you to view it from a more holistic perspective, a sudden jolt or realization. You were seeking answers while thinking that you already had all the answers, leaving no room to receive, and it took not receiving anything for you to realize it. Okay, because whatever this is, this could be a situation, but I was getting something else too, okay? But it is bigger than you can wrap your head around. For some, this can pertain to esoteric text, okay? So nothing sacred is ever given freely, no matter how physically accessible it is. You wouldn't need anyone to teach it to you, and even the ones who teach it have yet to gain access to the deeper and hidden meanings, because before words, there were only symbols, encryption, words within words, meanings within meanings, simple and yet complex, to deter the weak and the wavering of the flesh and not the spirit. Because when you are of the spirit, the truth is not taught, it flows, because it is already within you, not indoctrinated. In other words, enslavement with no encouragement to critically thinking. Sheep for the slaughter, who cannot separate from the herd because they have not yet trained their own ear to hear, and become lost without a leader. And this is a continuous and a perpetuous cycle of the blind, deaf, and dumb leading the other. So as I said, there is something that you were ignoring, something that you were either not heeding, not listening to, or you were missing all of the signs, okay, because your ear was not trained. Or like I said, it was self-interest. So now you are getting hit upside the head with all kinds of things because you failed to hear it however many times it was sent to you. So this may have shown up as a thought, a dream, a vision, or in other forms, however, whatever your communication style is with spirit, okay? Or someone may have spoken it to you, or it showed up as anxiety because you were running and resisting, okay? I don't know why it made me laugh, but I was also hearing resisting arrest, okay? I don't know, that could be relevant for someone, okay? Resisting arrest. But lack of bravery or directness has caused spillage. So you allowed your emotions to rule you rather than cutting through them to drive forward, because you were avoiding or running from what had been given to you. And you now have been broken out of the trance because you have no choice in the matter, okay? So you cannot unknow it, okay? You cannot unknow what you know. So we often associate rewards with something positive, but it is not the same as being awarded. A reward is simply a measure of what someone deserves based on what has been done or not done. Cause and effect, flow and balance, the basic laws of life and nature. So non-productive energy with what you were given has led to negative reward as you gave it room to manifest, okay? That is all I have for you guys today. That is the end of the message. As it says in the title, train your ear to hear. If you enjoyed this message, if you got anything from this message, I do ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. And I'll see you guys next time. Love you all. Bye.